Next comes the squeeze theorem. Now, a good idea, a good way to describe this would be, imagine if I tell you that people older than the age of 12 are called ice creams. People who are younger than 20 are also called ice creams. So what would you call people of age 15? Again, ice creams. That's what we figured, because in the entire scope between 12 and 20, the people are called ice creams. So someone age 15 would also be ice cream. There is a slight correction here. H of x is, for this part, it's actually g of x. So that is the squeeze theorem. If f of x is a function that's less than g, and h of x is a function that's greater than g, and the limit of both the functions comes to the same value, then you also know that g of x will have the same value. Let's look at an example if that will help us out. This is our sample question. Prove that limit x tends to 0, x squared sine 1 by x is equal to 0. Now, one thing that you cannot do here is substitution. Why? Again, if we begin by substituting 0, we'll get x squared, which is again 0, multiplied by sine 1 of x. 1 of 0 tends to undefined. Sine of undefined is again, well, not undefined, it's between 0 to 1, but a limit for that part of the function does not exist. As you can see, we cannot use sine square x tends to 0 sine 1 by x. Instead, what we can use is that the range of sine. Now, we know that the value of sine always lies between -1 and 1. So, even if the theta is 1 by x, the value would be between -1 and 1. Now, if you look carefully, how can we turn this part of the question into something similar to the original question? A good idea would be to multiply it by x squared. Now, it remains the same if I multiply x squared everywhere. And if I multiply x squared everywhere, the inequality would also remain the same. This one would look like negative x squared less than x squared sine 1 by x is less than 1 by x, is less than x squared. Now, while we cannot compute the limits for x squared sine 1 by x, we can actually compute the limits for negative x squared and x squared, both of which actually tend to 0 when you just substitute 0 into x squared. And if the two halves of it turn to 0, the middle part is also 0.